Hello, lovers. Welcome to the August energy reading. My name is Melanie Santos. I am a multifaceted, multidimensional sacred artist who uses many mediums to communicate about mind, body, spirit, well-being for our personal liberation and for the liberation of the world. I'm so excited to have you here, whether it's your first time or I don't even know, I've been doing this for a long time. This is my 6th year doing these readings as of this month. I think this is the 6th year anniversary, right? Or 5th year. I don't know. Bad at math. But anyway, we are here. August is a really big month. It's a month of recalibration. It's a month of really refining and reflecting and getting to the pulp of the truth. We are in Leo season, we're moving into Virgo season. So let's talk about the cosmic alignment of this month and what we can look forward to feeling in our aura, in our energy field, and also using to move forward with most alignment, most connection, most truth, most passion, most refinement, most recalibration. All these words are coming to me. Yeah, with the most of who we really are. I am recording this a few days into the month already, so as you're watching this, you're either going to be watching this right before or right after Lionsgate. Now, Lionsgate is August 8th, 8/8, and it signifies this truly auspicious. I know I use the word portal a lot, and I know a lot of people use the word portal a lot, but this is really one of the major, intense energetic portals of the year. It really is this moment of intensified solar and stellar frequency that interacts with our energies, with the energies out there interacting with our energy to invite a shift and to invite refinement and alignment. Now, scientifically, energetically, spiritually, this is what it means. This is when the sun in Leo interacts with Sirius. Now, Sirius is the star in the sky that is said to be about 20 times brighter than the sun. Ancient Egyptians really revered it as this celestial being that really like surpassed consciousness of like higher consciousness. And so when this happens, we get to utilize that energy, right? Really try to merge with that energy. Not only that, but unlock that higher consciousness within ourselves. It brings about this reminder, and I'm going to share this, and I want you to hold these intentions on the 8th and even after the 8th throughout the month of August. But it brings these reminders that we are more than just a human body, that we are spirit first, that we are spirit incarnate, that we carry codes, both ancestral, energetic, spiritual codes that can help us. Like, I think of codes and I think of a video game because it is sort of like how I like to see life sometimes. But we really do carry these codes that can help carry us personally along this journey of life, but that also we should be sharing with the world. And those codes exist in our daily experiences. Those codes exist in our discomfort sometimes. Those codes exist and can be unlocked through practices like meditation and sadhanas and things of that matter. These codes exist in our talents, right? And in our gifts, in our ideas, and the things that randomly come up in our brain, right? They're not random at all. And so I'm curious how you are celebrating 8/8 and how you are celebrating the month of August in itself. Those of you who watched July's energy reading know that I am currently hosting a beautiful community of people doing a radiance practice together for our very first devotion lab. If you want to learn more about devotion labs, you can go to www. I don't know why I just said that. I'm very 90s. MelanieSantos.co/lab. I'm going to be hosting devotion labs throughout the month for many different things. And I'm really excited, but this radiance practice is really in the 5 days that we've been on this journey has really been showing how it's truly going to be transformative is all that's coming up for me right now. But I hope you join us on one soon. And I hope you have the best Lionsgate and that you utilize its energy to really set really beautiful, pure, heart-centered intentions. Heart-centered because Leo is ruled by the heart, or rules the heart, excuse me. But really pure and heart-centered intentions, both for yourself and also for the collective. Now, the next day on August 9th, we celebrate a full moon in Aquarius. Now, as we already might know from my masterclass that I'm going to talk about in every single energy reading because I need you to watch it. It really, first of all, I worked so hard on it, but it really is a masterclass on the sun and the moon, all of its energies and like the different points in the month, in the year, that we can utilize cosmic energy to really transform our lives, both personally and collectively. But as you might know from this video, full moons are ripe for releasing and new moons are ripe for creating new energy. So it's sort of like a full moon is like clearing the plate, and a new moon is like sort of like both creating the recipes for how we're going to fill the plate again, the food appearing on our plate. Here are some sirens for emphasis that you need to watch my masterclass. Like, hello. Now, Aquarius is a fixed air sign ruled by Saturn and Uranus. Saturn, the planet of structure and stability and responsibility and restriction, and Uranus, this like rebellious planet of change and upheaval. And so when we think of Aquarius, Aquarius is like the future thinker, right? The water bearer, the innovator. It is the sign of community, not just a sign of community, but like long-term vision, and like the innovator that's focused on how are we building towards the future, and how are we supplying ourselves and resourcing ourselves for a better future. And so for us personally, this full moon is perfect for us to look at our codes and our blueprints and how we've been maybe ignoring them in order to assimilate into societal structures. It's, I think, a time to get weird. This has been on my mind a lot, but like how our individuality and our uniqueness is one of those codes, right? What really makes us stand apart, but also deeply intertwines us into like what is necessary in the world and how we need to really be shining. And again, this full moon in Aquarius is happening during Leo season, which I'm about to get into in a second. But like Leo season is all about like being your full self. So when we are celebrating this during a full moon in Aquarius, it's like, how can I release anything that makes me feel weird about being weird in the world? Like really coming back to like weird is special and beautiful, and like uniqueness is necessary in order for us to break out of these systems where like everybody is a marching little zombie, capitalist zombie. And like, how can being my true self really break me off and apart from the group so I can yell from the sidelines and help everybody else come to their senses as well? I want you to pay attention to during the 9th, 10th, 11th, and even the 3 days before that, as of right now, as if you're watching this video, what disruptions are taking place in your life, and what reasons are at the root of these disruptions. That's full moon in Aquarius energy. On August 22nd, we shift from Leo season into Virgo season. Now, if Leo season brings us opportunities and really pulls out the shine within us and asks us to really be our most heart-centered, fullest selves in our full roar, Virgo season sort of takes that and organizes it into systems, right? So that the shine can be sustainable and can be actually used throughout our lives and in the world. Like Leo births the vision, Virgo builds the vessel so that that vision can be brought to life. And so I want you to pay attention to Leo season. What has that journey been like for you? How have you been called to shine brighter? What kinds of things have you been doing maybe so that you can shine brighter and be louder and take up more space? And so when we move into Virgo season on August 22nd, what can you do to keep that shine alive? Like, what systems can you create, or have you created, that you can really bolt into place and really bolt it into your foundations to keep your shine alive? And also, what are you doing with this shine? What are you doing with this outward Leo-like expression that's meant to help you in your personal liberation, in your personal abundance, and also so that you can share that with the world? How is your shine helpful in terms of, it's getting real crazy outside, in terms of collective liberation, collective freedom, collective abundance, collective deliciousness? Like, how are you helping that? Be it in your personal life, in your career, maybe you do something work-wise where this all makes sense for you, but really take note. Virgo teaches us that devotion lives in the details. And with that, let's talk about the new moon in Virgo. The new moon in Virgo is happening the very next day, August 23rd. And again, Virgo is this sign that's like super into the details. It's Mercury ruled, the planet of communication and expression. And it is into the details. It is into structure. It is into timekeeping. It is into like, let's create these systems that help us. so that we can break down the systems that are not helping us. You catch what I'm saying? Virgo specifically rules our daily rituals, again, our systems, our wellness. And so I want you to take inventory of and set intentions for, because again, new moons are for setting intentions and for manifesting. Set intentions for more structure. What does that mean for you? Where in your life are you maybe lacking structure? Where in your life can you return to rhythm? Where in your life do you need rhythm? What does that look like for you? What types of rhythms sustain you? Maybe you're trying to do something every single day and you're like, I don't like this. And so what would a more loose rhythm versus structure look like for you? And I say that because you may have a terrible relationship with the word structure. I know I do. And so see what that looks like for you. If you can't necessarily do something every single day for the rest of your life, what would a 40-day devotion practice look like for you? How would that resonate in your body? This is, again, the end of August into September that Virgo season is taking place. I know we're talking about the new moon, but it really helps us set intentions for like September and the rest of the year. When I think of September, I don't know, I always get into this, it gives me this feeling of like, oh, I got to focus on my health. I really got to focus on health and well-being and healing, because this is really kicking off the last bit of the year. And so I want to show up strong so that I can show up in the next year, you know, as this version of myself that I have envisioned and really brought forward in each month. So I'm receiving right now, as I'm sharing this, wasn't in my notes at all to share with you, but like really focusing on health and really focusing on well-being and taking inventory of, oh, an alarm to walk my dog. He's gonna have to wait because I'm gonna get this video out. When was the last time I went to the dentist? Like, right? Like, when was the last time I got a checkup? Maybe you have insurance and you are not taking advantage of it. Please do, because there are many people who don't have insurance. If you don't have insurance, what kinds of free clinics can I go to so that I can get my checkups? I was just checking my email from my local public library. Shout out to the Brooklyn Public Library. And they're offering free mammograms, I think in Bushwick this month. Like, there are so many free and equitable resources out there for the people you just may not know about. So like, use your Googles, use AI like to do the search for you if you don't have the time, energy, or stamina to do these things. But please take care of yourself on a very basic level is what I'm getting for Virgo season. So as we wrap up the cosmic energy section of this and we jump into the card reading, this arc for August, the energetic arc for August, is one of like reminding us that our healing and our devotion and our practices and our structure personally are inseparable from the world's liberation. The full moon in Aquarius is reminding us to break free and really tune into the codes of our soul and who we really are and how we are meant to shine in the world. And the new moon in Virgo grounds that frequency into tangible action. The full moon in Aquarius is encouraging us to really take notice of how maybe we have dimmed ourselves and how we should really shine and disrupt these systems of oppression. And the new moon in Virgo reminds us that we can disrupt by really being detailed about our daily devotional practices, that devotion lives in the details, that our daily structures, our morning routines, the way that we live our day, the way that we communicate through the day, the choices that we make, the way that we spend our money, the people that we choose to support, from the music that we listen to the shops where we get our coffee, all make a difference. That it doesn't matter who you are, what you do in the world, where you work, how you dress, it doesn't matter. Everything is political. That every decision that you make is important. Every decision that you make can either bring us forward or keep holding us back. This month truly feels like it's echoing, none of us are free until we're all free. And so it's really important that we really pay attention to the details that are coming up this month, the things that are coming up for us to pay attention to this month, the daily actions that we take, and how none of it is frivolous, how all of it matters, down to our self-care, down to the way that we brush our teeth and the products that we buy to brush our teeth with. Because I said this many times and I'll say it again, self-care that ends with us was never the point. Take that how you will. Take that to your journal. Journal on that. Let's move forward with the Oracle card reading for August 2025. let's start with the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, pulling our very first card and message for August 2025. Yeah, absolutely. First card is the Goddess Abundancia, prosperity. I want you to pay attention to the imagery here. This is Aquarius. Aquarius is the water bearer, right? That is like carrying out and filling everybody's cup with water. It's almost the same imagery here, except this is the card of prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. The universe has already poured its abundance out to you. It is you. It is you. And so how are you called to come back to the abundance that is you? There's so much out there about like manifesting abundance, manifesting abundance, manifesting abundance, and it feels very empty. And I say this as somebody who has been teaching manifestation for many, many years now, well over 10 years now, well over 12 years now. It's very empty and it's very spiritually bypassing. It's very much not calling on our discernment and our self-awareness, and not treating manifestation as this spiritual practice that it is. Very exploitative. It feels gross. This month, pay attention to how the abundance is you. And that can be very difficult for some of you going through depressive episodes at the moment, episodes of and episodes and eras of your life where you feel very unclear. I want you to focus on caring for your aura. This is what we are essentially doing in the Radiance Lab. Do all the reading on that you want to do. Okay, care for your aura. Care for your aura. What energy are you in daily? What are you listening to? What are you eating? Are you getting enough sunlight? Like really getting down to the basics. When you get down to the basics and you are for sure doing everything that you can possibly do for your mind and body, it is much easier to discern your abundance and how you are abundant. And I say this from personal experience, being somebody who has truly struggled with depression and anxiety for most of her life. But it becomes much easier when you have all your ducks in a row to really sit with yourself and do all the shadow work. I think some people are trying to do the shadow work before they make sure that they have the basics down. And I know that the basics can be, I say this as somebody who is privileged, who can make certain decisions that some of y'all cannot. But we don't have to spend a lot of money. Sometimes we don't have to spend any money to get the basics in. A walk is free. Standing outside in the sun is free. Drinking water, in many cases, is free. In some cases, it is not. But many times the things that we need are free. Breath is free. Breath work is free. Movement is free. And so really getting down to the basics, lots of Virgo season stuff coming in, getting down to the basics, making sure that you're devoted in the details of your care so you can reveal the prosperity in your life. Lots of y'all are like asking for prosperity and you're not even living a prosperous life. Like you can't be like, oh God, give me a more abundance. And you're living your life like, God, reveal the priestess in me. And like your day is not lived like a priestess would. It's just, I'm not throwing shade. These are things that I've had to tell myself on my journey as well. And let's like restructure and recalibrate and like come to this season where we're refining and only keeping what is very important so it can reveal the true prosperity. Because when you come to that within yourself, it becomes clearer how you're meant to truly live with purpose in the world. So many people come to me in alignment sessions, and yes, I do have alignment sessions available for August and September, but they come to me and they're like, what's my purpose? And then we comb through the basics, right? What are they thinking? How are they eating? How are they loving? How are they communicating? And nothing is like purposeful, passionate. Nothing has clarity. And so take care of these things first, the basics, so that you can come to your prosperity. Because when you're clear within yourself, then you have something clear to share with the world. Then you have something clear to share with the world. Then you can truly be like, oh, this is what it means to live with purpose. But because I've resourced myself first, that's clear to me now. And please trust and believe, I will never like push along this narrative of like self-care is the only thing we need, but we do need it. I don't care what anybody says, we do need it. We do need it. I think it's really confusing when we see these videos online that are like, self-care isn't getting your eyelashes and nails done, and that only keeps us in a capitalist state. And like, yeah, sure. But we also need these things. We also need to eat well. We also need to move our bodies. We also need to breathe. And so living in this both and, yes, we can take care of ourselves and also pay attention to, I gotta unfortunately spend some money to take care of myself in the ways that I need to be in the clarity that I need to break the systems that are making me spend money for this shit to begin with. You catch my drift? Sometimes we gotta be in the systems to break the systems from the inside. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. That is not gonna land with some of you, and that's fine. It's a journey to, it takes a while to be able to, I think, resonate with some of these ideas and these concepts, especially we're talking about something as massive as liberation. And that's so fine. That's fine. Take your time with it. Let's pull from the next deck, being the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. Our next message for August 2025. Okay, I'm gonna respect it. I was shuffling the cards and Unbound came out. Unbound. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous card. And totally resonates, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. But Unbound resonating with the full moon in Aquarius, right? How have I been maybe binding myself up and braiding myself up into societal ways of thinking and being so that I can relate to society and not feel like an outcast, because the rest of the world is really trying to make us feel like an outcast so we can become a part of something. But how is that stripping me away from my uniqueness? How is maybe being a part of something? Ooh, I'm getting some real juicy stuff. And I think it's gonna, people are gonna like not like what I'm about to say. People are really not gonna like what I'm about to say. But, and I'm gonna say it in a second, but this card is truly about how becoming a part of something, a part of a group, a part of a collective, braiding ourselves into a societal structure and societal structures and ways of thinking and being and dressing and living our lives is maybe taking away from our sovereignty, our soul sovereignty, and who we were meant to come here to be as sacred light beings. For some of y'all, it is religion. While it means well, and while it gives people a structure to practice spirituality, people are, and I'm not demonizing religion at all. I am a Catholic schoolgirl through and through, and I have had to go on a arduous journey to create a spiritual understanding that truly resonates with my mind, body, and spirit. And so I don't practice any religion, but if I want to go to church one day and worship God that way, I will. If I want to lay in the grass for an entire day and worship God that way, I will. God is everything and everywhere to me. But I think religion, and I want to spotlight Christianity and Catholicism, being like, people are just like adopting it and like no longer thinking for themselves. Everything has to relate back to the Bible, and that's not what it was made for. I mean, it was made to control people. It was made to control people in ancestral times. But I want y'all to really, like, I'm not telling you to not, like, Jesus is bad or religion is bad. No, Jesus is the man and one of my favorite ascended masters to speak to emulate. Jesus consciousness is literally everything. And I think that's where we're missing the mark, is like, religion is supposed to be about Jesus consciousness, and it's not. Religion has become a way of thinking that is harmful in many ways. We can see what it's doing now in our current administration and in the way that the country is being run. The call is to focus more on Jesus consciousness than the Bible of it all. The Bible was written by men and refined over time to peddle along a certain message. And there's so many different forms of the Bible for that many reasons, because everybody wanted to, take their pick. I'm going to put the name of a woman that I started following on Instagram. I don't know her, but I think her Her art is amazing. Her content is incredible and just speaks to all different religions. Please follow her. Just incredible stuff. I really resonated with the way that she speaks to spirituality and religion. But yeah, the ask here is to like not root your entire life on a book. Not root your entire life on a book. And I say this as somebody, again, who was in Catholic school from age 3 to 21 with a brief stint in public school for 3 years. Like, do not relate your entire life on a book. Also, read about who Jesus was, right? Jesus was in the temples flipping tables. Jesus was a disruptor. Jesus was Uranian energy. Jesus was Uranian energy. He was a disruptor for change. Yet you've stopped being that way so that you can follow Jesus, or what they have told us Jesus was. Jesus was Palestinian. However, some of y'all are tired of Gaza. Things I've heard. I don't want to be at the heart of any beef, truly. I'm just sending the message. However, really paying attention to the book is a book, okay? The Bible is a book. What matters most is the intention that you put behind what you are reading and what are you doing in the world with this information. How are you for the people the way that Jesus was for the people? How are you devoted to your details the way that Jesus was devoted to the details? How are you living your life with structure and sadhana, right? Sadhana, this yogic term, this Sanskrit term of daily spiritual practice. What is your sadhana? Or is it only going to church every Sunday in your best getup because it's what the girls are doing? Listen, I do see a lot of like people speaking to religion and love and spirituality in really beautiful ways sometimes, excuse me. But for the most part, it's become this like fad. It's really weird. And I really would like people to pay attention to becoming unbound. Now, for the rest of everybody, this month is truly about becoming unbound from nothingness. Like, if you want to braid yourself into something, braid yourself into true intention. Just in your daily practices, and you'd be surprised how spiritual it feels to just live your daily life and help you find the magic in the mundane, versus trying to seek something higher than you. The higher than you is here. It's right here. It's in everything. It's in the details, truly. It is truly in the details. And so practice more adding intention into your daily actions than like trying to find something outside of you. It's in you. It is in you. And so become unbound so that you can find it. I hope this is making sense, truly. I really hope it does. Let's pull from the next deck, the Infinite Wisdom of the Chakras deck. Our next message for August 2025. Okay, our card is Reflection. And it's Hero Pose, which in Kundalini Yoga we call rock pose. Where you're kneeling down. Hero Pose. Reflection. Embark on the journey to invite acceleration of your soul's path here on earth. It is a month of reflection. It is a month of refining, right? Reflecting on what are the ways that I've been holding myself back, and what kinds of structures, so much noise to emphasize that this is like amazing. What kinds of structures can I create during Virgo season? Like, what has Leo's season taught me about my shine and my uniqueness and my heart-centered way of being that has made me feel uncomfortable? There are some things that have been revealed to you this month that have been uncomfortable, and maybe you don't notice it, but it's probably because you're not reflecting on it. So take some time to reflect. And what kinds of structures can I create during Virgo season that keeps this shine going and growing? I want us to enter 2026 just the most vibrant versions of us that we can be. Because why not? And also, we need it. The current systems, the current administration, the ongoing genocide, murders, like just all the crazy shit that is happening in the world is meant to make us feel more dim and more tired and more exhausted, and like just stupidity going on in the world. Down to now we have denim ads like promoting, oh my god, I don't even want to keep saying these words that are probably going to put this video in the depths of hell of YouTube, but we have advertisements pushing political agendas for jeans, advertisements for denim, like pushing eugenics. Like this, it's just really crazy to be alive at this time. So why not be the most vibrant version of yourself? Why not think for yourself? Why not have the clarity to inject intention into your everyday? Why not make everything purposeful? It's not about, oh, I'm going to romanticize this cup of coffee. No, the energy with which I make this cup of coffee is the energy with which I ingest it, is the energy that goes into my body. That's purpose. It's not romanticism, it's purpose. Yes, romanticize your everyday if that's what if it helps you actually do it. But this is why we are doing it. Right? It's part of our care. How we do things is how we will live in the energy that is around us. And so reflect on all of the ways that you are keeping yourself dim, that you are not being your true self. Reflecting on authenticity is really coming up right now. What does authenticity mean to you? What makes you scared to be authentically you in the world? That is really coming up right now. What makes you afraid of being authentically you right now? Who is at the root of those fears? What is at the root of those fears? What kinds of things have you been through in your life? What kinds of things have you been told in your upbringing? Your upbringing meaning the day you were born up until the day before today. You're always being brought up by family, by communities, by the world. What have you been told that has made you afraid of being fully yourself? And how can you divorce yourself, unbind yourself from those reflections that have nothing to do with your truth so that you can find true prosperity? Okay? Let's pull our last card, because this reading is so clear. This one's really special. I'm pulling from a very new deck that was a gift from somebody in my community. Her name is Sasha Lopez, and this is the When Olga Speaks deck. It is not available as, I don't think she's made it available to the public. She gifted me a deck, and I'm so happy that I own it because it is just so beautiful. It's in loving memory of Olga Miranda Fernandez, who's her grandmother, who died on October 31st, 2014. And it is just the most beautiful deck. I'm going to show you some of the cards now. So thank you, Sasha. I was called to pull from this deck today. Sasha's also in our Radiance Lab. And reviewed today, actually, I was just talking about authenticity, but that her word of the year is authenticity. So maybe that's why I feel called to pull from this deck. But like, these cards are just fantastic. Thank you, Sasha, for like sharing these codes with us in this way. They're just really, really beautiful cards. Really, really gorgeous. And so let's pull from this deck. Even the back, like, come on, it's so gorgeous. Let's pull from this deck our final card for 2025. And I find this so special that this deck is, again, I've been talking about like shining and being yourself and sharing your world, like codes that were shared with us from somebody in our community and what can happen. Like, we're going to receive insight from this deck, and it's just it's like living proof of what can happen when we live in alignment with our authenticity, with our weirdness, our uniqueness, eyes the depths of our pain, because again, this is in loving memory of her grandmother, and what was created was just gorgeous. So some honking for emphasis, but let's pull our last card for August 2025. Oh man, we got 2 cards. We got 3 cards. Oh, wow, wow, wow. And I'm going to read them in the exact order they came out. So we got lessons, lessons, And then we got take pause. And then we got the journey. And the way that I'm interpreting this, or that my spirit is channeling the interpretation, again, the devotion is in the details. We need to pay attention to the lessons that are coming through every single day in our lives. Pay attention to the lessons. Reflect. Take pause and reflect. So often we just try to live through the lessons. And sometimes, yes, I know it's inevitable, and keep moving and keep, pushing along, but please take time to take pause, even if it's 10 minutes a day, and reflect so that the journey can be clearer. Okay? This looks like a compass or a clock to me. It's giving compass. I love that there's like a fly. I very much resonate with fly energy. There's a shell. The fly is just, to me, an animal symbol of like change is coming, right? But change will only come as a result of taking pause and devoting ourselves to the structures that we need in order for change to happen, right? And that is all rooted in our lessons. Oh my God, how beautiful. How beautiful. Okay? Like the journey will only be as clear. We will only be able to what is pointing us towards our true north when we take pause to reflect on the lessons. Okay, and so please to reflect on your lessons. This month is so full of medicine. Holy crap. August is so full of medicine. And by that, I just mean that in the daily mundane things, whatever, today sucked, blah, blah, blah. And it's a message that has been coming up time and time and time and time again this week. All of these messages, come on. All of us this August, but I really you need discernment. You need discernment. You need to be willing to sit with yourself at the very least 10 minutes to reflect on your day, to set an intention for your day in the morning, to reflect on your day in the evening. That's the only way we're going to get to the prosperity that is us individually and collectively, is by unbinding. And that unbinding takes place here. And this is the same card, reflection, but it takes place here in living the lessons, taking time to pause so that we can be our journey, reflecting. I'm called to pull one more card. This is a deck that was by one of my very good friends, Yeti, at Yeti Says, who creates these incredible custom decks. I don't know if she's custom decks now, so I'm gonna bite my tongue. But she made me a Remember Who the Fuck You Are deck, which if you've been following me for, it's my tagline forever, 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 forever. She also made me a personalized Melanie deck. Please check out my girl Yeti. She is like one of my favorites people on the planet, but just a insanely amazing self-love coach, self-care coach. Like she's just makes amazing things in the world. So I'm called to pull an affirmation for August from this deck that I honestly. But let's pull an affirmation for August, because August is again so full of medicine. All right. The affirmation is I do not have the capacity for anyone or anything that's clearly got me up. Boom. And that is on unbinding. Okay? This is an unbinding affirmation. That person, that thing has got me up, and I don't have the spiritual energy to bind the situation any longer. So I'm going to step away from it. In reflection, maybe. Maybe you're just taking the time to reflect. I'm going to take pause from this moment because you clearly do not align with who I am on a very authentic level. This also brings about the reminder that when we are on this journey to reflect and to really exist on our unique, just brilliant, radiant essence that people are going to have you fucked up for various reasons. This is like a quick thing as we end this, is that people are going to be angry that they no longer get to resonate with you because sometimes you're moving and they're still here. And they're just like, wait, I don't want to do all the things that you're doing, but I still want to relate to you. And when you become relatable, they sometimes angry. There are also going to be people that just got you up because they're going to judge you for the things that you're doing because they don't necessarily make sense to them. What you do for yourself doesn't necessarily need to make sense to anybody. When it is harmful to other people, that's a whole different story. Then what is it for? But it doesn't necessarily need to make sense to anybody. If it has nothing to do with that person and they are judging you, okay, loving this affirmation to close out August. There are so many other things that are coming to mind, but my camera's about to turn me off because it's overheating. Thank you for being here, for listening. August, truly, I wish you an August that just squeezes all the juice out of your life, that just gives you the most delicious lessons, revelations, and like, again, this is all in preparation, not again because I didn't even mention it in this video, all in preparation for September. September is when we start to get into eclipse energy, which is all this taking pause, this reflection is all on purpose. It's in preparation for a cosmic season that is going to slap us against the can apply what we've learned this summer. And so shine your brilliance. Also, September brings about the end of summer and the beginning of the autumn equinox, which is, again, you'll know if you paid attention to my masterclass, which I'm going to link in the description box for you to watch. That is also here on YouTube, and I'll also link it at the end of this video for you to click on. But eclipses, equinoxes, this is a true, like, about to bring through a true 180 in our life and about to give us an opportunity to stand and in the rootedness that we have been hoping. My dog is howling. I gotta go walk him. Thank you for being here. I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.